Once again, he scored the first touchdown of the game, and this time the Redskins won. We were talking yesterday's big win and the injury to RG3 as well. It is all on After the Game with Darrel Young. It starts right now.
Live from News Channel 8, this is After the Game with Darrel Young.
For the second straight Sunday, he scored the Redskins' first touchdown of the game. Darrel Young, DY, offensive weapon. Who knew? The Redskins went on to roll the Jaguars 41-10. DY, here's that first touchdown of the game. You've scored it. Little sweet little backstep thing there. DY is in the house tonight after the game with Darrel Young. DY, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me once again.
How'd that feel?
Exciting. Just to, they don't respect fullbacks out there, it seems to be on go routes. So I was pretty excited that Kirk threw that to me.
You were wide open.
I was wide open.
Is it harder to catch the ball when there's nobody near you?
I think so. I honestly do think so.
And you won the game. It had been 9 straight losses dating back to last year. That had to feel nice.
It was pretty rough. Just being a competitor every day, basically trying to accomplish one goal. It's been very frustrating for us, but we overcame the odds of, what everyone said we probably wouldn't win. So, it's exciting.
How are you feeling? At the end of the game, you took a late shot from a guy, neck, back. What's up?
I feel good. Kirk just made a great play. I thought the corner would blow me up before I actually caught the ball, but got 8 yards on a hitch route, so I'm pretty excited about that.
After this, when you get that hit, do you want a piece of this fellow when the game ends? Do you go seek him out, or what's the deal?
No, because, I honestly thought he was just trying to make a football play. I don't think he intended to hurt me, but, I mean, everyone, all my family, all of my teammates, you see guys rally up on the field. I thought that was pretty exciting about the whole thing.
So did you talk to the fellow afterwards?
I did. He walked up to me and apologized, and I said, hey, I understand you're trying to make a football play, so, there's no hard feelings there, but, just next time, just push me or something with your hands.
Were you extra sore from that, or?
I am. It was a little rough sleeping last night, but I have a great massage therapist who actually stayed with me last night, Erica Mills, so she took care of me.
Wow. Erica, come on to News Channel 8. 703-387-1020. There's our lawn and leisure hotline. If you want to talk to DY, for once we're talking about a Redskins victory, albeit with a huge cost. 703-387-1020 on the lawn and leisure hotline. When RG goes down early in the game, where were you on the play? What was your initial thought?
I was actually on the sideline where he fell at. It was pretty frustrating. I know Robert as a person, so for him to go through something like this once again, he's been a great football player, and I thought this would really be the year for him to break out, and I wanted it to be just because, he received a lot of criticism, especially after having the year that he had his first year. So I wanted this to kind of be his year to be like, hey, I'm RG3, I'm the guy that's going to, lead this franchise to what we came to do, and it's pretty frustrating, but I know what type of competitor he is. I know how hard he'll work to get back, and, for right now, Kirk is our quarterback, and I know he'll do a great job.
You say you're right there where RG fell. What does that seem like? Are you watching the game? Are you watching him? Are you nervous? What's that feel like? Because the rest of us at home have no idea what that's like.
I was nervous. I didn't know if the guy had pushed him, but I'm standing there.
There you are.
I was right there, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, hey, sometimes, Robert's one of those guys that lays on the ground and think about the hit for a second. So I was like, all right, maybe he'll get up. And then, he was squirming on the ground a little bit, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope he gets up from this. And, just seeing him over there, he was in a lot of pain, and I just felt bad for the guy, and first thing that went through my mind is, can he come back? When can he come back? How soon? How serious is the injury?
Jay Gruden answered those questions today at his 3 o'clock Monday press conference. Here's the latest from the coach on the injury to RG3.
Robert has a dislocated ankle. It is not a fracture, and we'll know in a few more weeks as far as how long he'll be out. We're going to send his results of the MRI to Dr. Anderson, a foot and ankle specialist, and get it casted up, and then we'll just go from there.
You feel optimistic that he would return, he'd be able to return at some point this season then?
Yes.
Did you see, I was out in the locker room during the sort of media period. Robert did not come in, but a couple folks, John Keim of ESPN and the Washington Post also, they got to see Robert out in the hall to get some insight. Did you see Robert today at the park?
I did see Robert. He was in good spirit. Anytime you have an injury like that, you kind of just want to, take it for what it is and try to hurry up and heal, But he was in very good spirit. Like I said, I know how he is as a person. He's a competitor, and I know he'll put his best foot forward and trying to get back to help this team.
You know Robert as well or better than anybody. This guy wants to do everything faster than it's supposed to be. The sense you get from him vis-a-vis how patient he will be this time coming back.
I agree. You know, he definitely has to be patient with this because ankles are a little different in the sense that, you know, it can mess you up for walking funny for the rest of your life. You know, so you just got to be careful with these things. But I know he's that guy that, you know, wants to be the best at what he can, you know, and what he wants to do. You look at what he's done, you know, running it 3 months out from an ACL and an LCL injury. That just shows you what type of guy he is in terms of rehabbing and, you know, where he's trying to go with, you know, his life. So he's a competitor. There's nothing else really more to say about Robert because I know what I'm going to get, and he'll come back, and whether it's 4 games, 6 games, 1 game, whatever it may be, he'll be ready.
It's hard to believe, or maybe it's not. We're back here again, and you know what's in store. It's going to be questions after questions about how's he doing, how does he look. Forget X's and O's for a moment. What he means to this team, to the franchise, to the fan base, really to the league on many levels. What's it going to be like without him out there?
It'll be pretty weird. You know, you asked me a question last week about why he wasn't captain. Well, he was a captain this week for the game. You know, you look at what he does. He's a starting quarterback for a franchise that's basically trying to find, you know, get back to the winning ways. And I think, you know, he's done a great job of who he was or who he is and, you know, where he took this team in 2012. And, you know, we had some downfalls last year and a lot of questions if he was ready and all that other stuff. And then this year he comes back and, you know, he's just Robert Griffin. That's what I love about him. He's never changed. Regardless of the spotlight, the tough times, he's always had that same smile. He's always worked hard, and that's what we need. And you know, it's gonna be tough. You know, it'll be a lot of media talking about, you know, Kirk should be the quarterback and all this other stuff, but he has to stay positive. And the best thing I think he said about the interview last night is God has a plan, and that's all you can worry about right there.
I was waiting, like lots of folks, what is Coach going to say at 3 o'clock? And will he, A, be out for the year, or B, not be out for the year? He isn't ruled out for the rest of the season. Had he been out for the year, the story would have sort of gone away. It would have been Kirk's job, period. Because Robert might come back, you know how this goes. We do quarterback drama in Washington better than anybody. Is this team equipped sort of mentally to deal with what it's going to deal with from the media, from fans, from Twitter, from all of that? Do you know what I'm saying? It might have been easier, for lack of a better term, if Robert was just ruled out, but he's not. Are you ready for this?
I am ready for it. I mean, you look at, you know, what Brian Orakpo is for this team, and he missed the 2012 season where we made the playoffs. You know, so you look at guys just have to step up when your number's called. The NFL is about opportunity and what's next. So you look at, you know, what we've done with Robert on the field. Look at what we've done without him off the field. We won the game, and that's what matters right now. And you know, we have to address his health and try to get him better and try to get him back fast as he can. But you know, Kirk is going to go out there. He's going to do a great job, and no one prepares like Kirk. I've never seen a guy, you know, who has that right mindset like that. You know, obviously I haven't been around many quarterbacks, but you get a guy like Rex Grossman who's been around me for a while, and look at some of the things he did in terms of preparation and, you know, just understanding what would happen before it happened. That's how Kirk kind of is. He's like, hey, I walked out of the huddle, he's like, hey, D.Y., you might get in here. I'm like, whatever, Kirk, you know, I'm a fullback. He throws the goal ball, and I'm like, this guy has something, and he sees something that, you know, obviously I didn't see. So
yeah, what's that tell you when he's got that? And he had just come in the game.
Yeah, well, he's been watching, and you know, he studies his film. That's what preparation is. It's about, you know, being a backup. You have to mentally prepare during the week because you're not going to get as many reps, obviously, as a starter would. But it just goes to show that the NFL is, you know, you got to be ready at all times.
Is it safe to say you guys are a different offense with Kirk running it than you will be with Robert?
I wouldn't say a different offense because you look at some of the things we did. We did some play action stuff. We did some, you know, some run. We still ran the ball. I think running the ball really helped us. You know, it brought more guys in the box, and we were able to go down the field and answer some questions for people who thought we couldn't go down the field. So even Robert went down the field with Deshaun. I thought it was a catch, but they ruled it incomplete, whatever. But, you know, Kirk's just a great quarterback. You know, he's just one of those guys that's going to do what it takes to win the game. And if he has to run, you seen him slide. He came up a yard short on that slide, but he still did it, you know, and people questioned it, and he ran. So we'll see what happens.
Darrel Young is here. It's his show. It's After the Game with Darrel Young. Our Lawn and Leisure Hotline, 703-387-1020. Bob and Gaithersburg, stay on the line. We will get to your call after the break. And callers, please take note, because here's something you can win. It is big. It is green. Callers that get through on the Lawn and Leisure Hotline will be entered into our big green egg contest. The winner will be drawn in December. Win this big green egg. For complete rules, please log on to WJLA.com/biggreenegg. The Redskins won the game, but it came with some serious prices injury-wise. Here's your injury report brought to you by the Cochran law firm, RG. As you know, the ankle dislocated, no breaks according to Jay Gruden, no timetable for his return. Deshaun Jackson, shoulder, AC joint, day-to-day. We'll see if he can face his old team, the Eagles, this Sunday in Philly. Roy Halou, Jr., a strained quad. He's also day-to-day. And Sean Laval, one of the newly acquired offensive linemen, a sprained right knee. Your Cochran law firm injury report. Yesterday after the game, kind of a neat, I don't know if it's neat's the wrong word, it's sort of microcosm of the game itself, took place in the press room. RG3 walking out, walking off, his day was done, and there was Kirk Cousins. He had some more work to do this with the media, answering questions. I was in that press conference for Robert. Could not have been easy. He was a gentleman. He was gracious in this. DY, you know Robert so much better than we do. I think I have a sense of how much it means to him to be the quarterback, really, of our city. And that's going to be taken away from him for a few games, 10 games, who knows. How will he deal with this?
It'll be pretty rough on him just because, like you say, you know what type of competitor he is on a day-to-day basis. You know, you guys see him in the locker room, you see him in the weight room. He's always working. He's always doing something. You guys hardly can get to him because he's always in a meeting or doing something or, you know, scouting another team or something like that. So it'll be rough for him. I think it'll be a little bit of a challenge. Quite frankly, a little different from the knee injury because the knee injury happened, you know, going into the off season, you know. So I think it'll be a little different for him.
So he'll be there
the season,
watching.
You know? So yeah, he will be. But you know what? He's got to be the leader that he is for this team. He's got to be that captain. He's got to, you know, cheer Kirk on. He's got to, you know, basically be our backbone right now, just to get us through some emotional things on the sideline and, you know, help Kirk with what he sees out there.
There you see Robert's numbers, in parentheses, his numbers on the season. For that first fleeting few minutes yesterday, RG looked like the RG of 2012.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his game ended sort of much like RG in 2012. He's had 2 major injuries since he's been with the Redskins. He had an ACL at Baylor. Sometimes guys are snake bit. Jordan Reed, to a degree, has gotten hurt quite a bit in a very short amount of time. Some guys are lucky, they don't get hurt. Do you worry that Robert is snake bit, that somehow injuries find him?
No, just because, you know, you look at something like that, I mean, you can't help that, you know. He's out there making a play and he's still got a completion on the play, you know. Yeah. So he's out there giving effort, and that's all you want. And I think you know, some things just happen. Some guys are just unfortunate. Look at, I heard Chris Carter talk about Robert Smith, how he was always hurt, you know, in the early part of his career. Then he got it together and, in fact, basically did what he needed to do off the field to take care of his body to basically be the Hall of Famer guy that he is now. So I think it comes with experience, too, just learning. You mature as a player as the years go on.
I can't imagine Robert taking better care of his body than he does right now. Bob in Gaithersburg wants to chime in on our Lawn and Leisure hotline tonight. Hi, Bob. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. Darrel, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I pray RG3 be okay, but we got our quarterback, Cousins. And reason I say that, he runs the offense more smoother, like Gruden likes it. Same as Joe Theismann said in preseason. Our defense, I'm so proud of them. I said that last week on your show, Alex. But I look for good things to come up. Eagles next, and I love my Redskins. I've been a Redskin fan for 40 years, and I'll go down with them 3-13 or whatever.
Okay.
But I think we're going to have a good year.
Thank you, Bob. DY, you heard how many people call you Darrel instead of Darrel?
Just about everyone that doesn't know me.
Okay, so Bob, we love you, Bob. Bob's point about Kirk. A lot of folks think that. What do you tell those folks?
I think that
they might be right.
I mean, but you look at his standpoint, you don't know you don't know what Kirk's calling just because he's at the line saying something. He could be doing an audible, or he could be just saying the cadence to try to see what the defense is in. I think he does a great job of what he does. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say he's better at one thing than Robert. They're 2 different quarterbacks. Robert can run; that's his first outlet, whereas Kirk's outlet is to, you know, find the check down. You know, so I think. You look at some of the things that, you know, they both do as quarterbacks. I respect both of them, and I would play with both of them in the game at the same time.
Ironically, I guess, for lack of a better term, the better Kirk does, the more the controversy will build. If Kirk goes out and doesn't play well, and Robert's ready in 6 weeks, it's a no-brainer. There's no story. But if, in fact, Diana Rossini of NBC4 asked your coach that today. What if Kirk does really well, and then it's time for Robert to come back, and your coach very smartly said, we'll deal with that then. Yep. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Tina in Oxon Hill is on our lawn and leisure hotline tonight. Hi, Tina. How are you?
Yes, I'm glad about you, Darrell, that you smiling. Keep that smile up, because I was scared about you yesterday. I was concerned. But I'm glad you're back up and running. But anyway, about Kirk Cousins and all that stuff, Jay Strait and Doug Williams years ago, been there, done that. Long as they winning, and Darrell Young, the Alfred Morrises, the defense, all of you all was good yesterday. And congratulations. And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
No matter what, because they did that with Doug Williams and Jay Strait years ago. It's always quarterback controversy. And you're saying no matter what, you might have been a little baby then, but been there, done that. But I just want to congratulate you all. You all were excellent yesterday. And I loved it at 40 points. Ooh, good gracious. I'm just happy for that. So thank you.
Thank you,
Tina.
Keep it up, because it's too early in the season for all that. So, controversy, yes. So,
thank you, Tina.
And the supporting team, all of y'all were good. Quarterback, no quarterback, and Robert Griffin get better. But like you say, some of the great injuries. Look at Bo Jackson, injured prone, but was a great player. It just happened that way for some.
Cool. Tina, thank you so much. Yeah, as you know by now, a lot of folks, their Mondays are dependent upon what you and your 52 buddies do on Sundays.
So is mine.
So is yours. It's a good point. Thank you, Tina, for the call. We'll try to get to some more calls on our lawn and leisure hotline after this. And what was the play of the game? Here's the deal. One of Darrell's closest buddies made it. We will have that and more after this. Don't go away. The carpet care play of the game came in the fourth quarter. Niles Paul had a great game, and this was the best catch of the game by Niles. DY, your boy Niles Paul, showing off the hands.
Niles. I was very excited for him just because, he took a lot of heat and criticism for week one, in terms of that fumble and stuff like that. But I was excited for him. I mean, he's one of those guys that works hard. I always say, what can't Niles do? He can run a 4.4. He covers kicks. He led the team in tackles last year in special teams. I mean, he's just one of those guys that's a workhorse. And for him to be like that in that position on the contract, I'm excited for him, man. And I told him I'm moving in with him after that game.
You guys live very close to each other.
We do.
Did you tell me that when you left to come here tonight, he was at your house eating?
Yeah, my dad cooks all his food, so he always, him and his brothers always go eat, so.
They just invite themselves over, I imagine.
He's got a key. He's all right.
He's got a key.
He's got a key. He's all right.
Maybe we'll get your dad this big green egg. Niles has a great beard. You told me during the break you want to shave and get a haircut, except for the fact that you've scored 2 touchdowns now, so you don't want to change anything.
I don't. Ryan Clark, I said, before the game, I was like, I'm pretty superstitious about things. Ryan Clark said, no, I like to look at it as tradition. You like to keep things a certain way. So I said, cool. Well, I'm not getting a haircut until, God forbid, hopefully I score 16 touchdowns a year this season. But at the end of the day, I want to keep it like this until something happens.
If DY comes in looking like Santa in like week 13, we'll know the Redskins have had a good year. Darrel is in Suitland, Maryland tonight on the Lawn and Leisure Hotline. Hi, Darrel. What's up?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. We got about 30 seconds, buddy.
Yes, sir. First of all, Darrell Young and the Washington Redskins, take my hat off to y'all. Y'all did y'all thing out there yesterday.
Thank you.
Man, let the haters hate. They gonna say Jacksonville Jaguars was a horrible team, and say that you guys didn't play anybody. But at the end of the day, everybody's NFL player. It's on a high competitive level. Y'all did great out there. I think as far as Kirk Cousins playing and taking RG3 spot, he's doing his thing right now. He's bringing something to RG3 is not bringing right now. Right now, he's a great player, a great quarterback to make plays, and that's what Kirk Cousins is doing. That's what's important. So right now, keep doing y'all thing, keep grinding. Hats off to y'all. Hell to the Redskins.
Appreciate it.
Darrel and Suitland, thank you so much for the call. We'll talk about next week's matchup at Philly. It's only week 3. This kind of feels like a playoff implicated football game. We'll talk with DY about that after this. Don't go away. DY is in the house Mondays, 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching this show. Be with us every Monday for After the Game with Darrel Young right here on News Channel 8. DY, I've been remiss. The defense was outstanding. A lot of folks will say, well, the Jaguars stink. What do you say?
I say that Jaguars are, they're out there competing, but I think, everyone, questioned that, you guys report that, offense can't block anybody in training camp, but you see a guy like Ryan Kerrigan do that to someone else. I'm glad it happened, just to show that, he's actually the hardest guy to block in a Redskin uniform, but it's a credit to those guys. It's actually good to be on the other side of this 10-sack game. It happened to us in Buffalo in 2011, so it's pretty exciting to see our defense go out there. You see those guys getting excited. I don't remember the last time we were excited like that. Probably going back to 2012 in terms of guys jumping on each other and stuff like that, so it's exciting.
30 seconds left at Philly. They're supposed to be the class of the NFC East. If you guys beat them at their place, you've got the upper hand the rest of the way. Your thoughts?
We need this win. We need to come out of this game 2-1, but we take every week, after a win 1-0. That's what we got to come out of this game, and they're going to be excited. The return of Deshaun Jackson, regardless if he plays or not, he'll be there, I'm sure. And we'll see what happens. We don't need those guys to get riled up any more than what they are. They're a really good football club, but we got to go out there and do our jobs, and we got to take over this division.
Cool. A homecoming for you. You went to Nova. Congrats on the win.
Sure.
We're going to keep our eye on this beard right here too as the season progresses. Thank you, DY. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for Sports Talk. We'll see you then.